So let's talk about then this evolution. So what have you changed in your, whether it's your marketing, your approach, or whatever, to go from buying rentals, long-term rentals, to short-term rentals?
It's just a better business. It's just better money.
Hmm.
There's no real. I mean, I would say it's passion. It's a bigger pain in the butt. Like these people, they wreck your house.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's harder. The systems are harder. The furniture is expensive to buy. So everyone thinks like you could go buy an Airbnb and you're gonna make $1 million.
Hmm.
It's so far from the truth. And I've had ones that I built and I thought they were gonna do amazing, and they
Hmm.
didn't do well at all. So I
Yeah.
had to just pivot them into long-term rentals.
Hmm.
So I do like the short-term rental model a lot because of that reason. You could use the properties, how you could flex them.
Hmm.
And to be honest with you, I've gotten so many calls recently, the past 6 months, where people see my properties on Airbnb and they just want to rent them long term,
Hmm.
and they just offer me a crazy amount of money, and I'm like, this is Christmas for me because I don't
Yeah.
have to deal with any of the BS anymore.
Yeah.
Like this big house, somebody saw it and they were like, we'll take it for an extended period of time.
Hmm.
So I like that too. So you could
Sure.
kind of flex back and forth.
But as far as, yes, there's more revenue and
Hmm.
there's more headache. But is there any particular approach? Because you're talking about going nationwide,
Yeah.
right? Going nationwide is different than
Mhm.
leveraging your network
Right.
from coaching.
Yeah.
So what to say like, hey, I'm buying rentals, long-term rentals in Henderson, to I'm going to be doing nationwide
Mm.
short-term rentals. Is for someone that's listening right now, what are the steps necessary to kind of to emulate that?
So I'm really good at networking.
Hmm.
But my main goal with doing this, I'll get to it, is I want to find the next Henderson,
Hmm.
because Henderson became it hit like a boom, and the Golden Knights came and the Raiders came, and it kind of became like you can't really invest in Henderson much anymore because it became so expensive.
Right.
So now I got to find the next Henderson. What's going
Hmm.
to be that's where you really win, when you get into a place before it blossoms
Hmm.
fully. So that's kind of what I'm just poking around. Like you can't go and like invest in these big time towns like the Beverly Hills, and
Hmm.
like it's just like it's too saturated. It's too it popped already. So now it's for me, I got to find the next Henderson. That's the best example.
Got it. So then when you're saying you want to do nationwide, you're not saying you want to have short-term rentals throughout the country. You're looking for the next market
Right.
to repeat what you've done.
Yeah, it's just the same model. Just build a network in the
Hmm.
next city and then start there. But you're not going to be able to do that unless you try. So
Sure.
I want to start building short-term rentals in places that I might have an interest
Hmm.
of going, or and then just creating another real estate lane.
Okay. So then let's just talk about Henderson then, right? So out of the 27 properties,
Mhm.
how many are long-term rentals? How many are short-term rentals?
70% of my rentals are long term,
Hmm.
and I have a total of 9 short-term rentals.
Okay. So then
So it's
basically,
whatever that is, 18 long.
so then essentially what you did then is you took the properties you already had and you didn't market to find short-term rentals. You just converted its existing use.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Just like this big one I did. I turned it into a long-term rental for the year.
mhm. So then what were some of the challenges then? So you already had the assets.
Mhm.
So then what are the challenges in going from a long-term rental to short-term rental? Because you're already saying like they're promising the moon
Right.
and it's not. So what
So I
did
mean,
we learn?
what I've learned is that where I live, there's a big rental demand.
Mhm.
So you have to fill the rental demand. So if it's a short-term rental, you could flex the space. You put furniture. We just put nice furniture in all of our properties. Not all of them, but most of them now. And we get people who are interested in renting it out short-term or mid-term or long-term.
Mhm.
And then it's my decision of which one do I want to do, which one makes sense.
Best used.
Yeah, best used.
Mhm.
And you know what's funny? Every time I think I'm like, all right, this one's gonna be a better this way, the opposite comes, and you're like, okay, I was wrong. But
Right.
you learn as you go.
So how did you figure out? I mean, initially you were wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah.
I'm guessing you're better at identifying it now.
Yep.
So what are those key things to know, like what's going to be good for long term, what's good for short term?
So I found that anything with a nice backyard, people are gonna want a short-term rental.
Mhm.
They want to go on vacation there and use it, party there, whatever. And then the ones like a little 3-2
Mhm.
that I put on Airbnb as a short-term rental, those don't work as well. So I kind of go by that. That's my
Gotcha.
little standard.
So the promise is you can make a lot of money in Airbnbs,
Mm-hmm.
but you're saying that it's not quite what's promised.
No, if
So
you have
what's
to do them the right way.
so what's the reality?
The reality is, if you really study the business
Mhm.
and you enter a market that is like Scottsdale or Henderson, where there is a need for them,
Mhm.
they will work extremely well.
Right.
Now, if you enter a market like Florida or California, where it's very oversaturated, it's going to be tougher to be successful.
Got it. So the pricing will go down.
The pricing will go down, and the people will mess up your house because there's no rules.
I thought that with Airbnb, there was some sort of insurance in place. Now, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought like if something happens, Airbnb helps take care of that.
They're like you watch sports, right? They're like a referee that misses a call.
Ah,
That's the best analogy I could use.
All right, so they'll like that person gets a bad rating,
yeah,
but they don't like they're not dropping money into your account.
So let's say you start a brand new one, right? I have a brand new one, and my first guest trashes my house, right? And you get into a dispute, okay? The most important thing about your new Airbnb is the 5-star rating, because that's how your SEO goes up. The more 5-star ratings, the Superhost. So if you on the first one you get a 1-star rate, you're done.
It's over.
It's over. Okay, so now they stole your TV, but you can't complain about it because you need that 5-star. So we kind of negotiate with them. Hey, we know you stole our TV. We're not going to do anything about it, but leave us a 5-star because that 5-star will make us more money down the line, and we have to replace the TV.
Yeah.
Now, some people will do the opposite and fight with them and over the few $100s, but I'm just like on to the next.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
So now I know I just got to find all the ones with low star reviews and and just help myself to whatever appliances inside the house. Got it. So what are some other things they'll do for them to trash your house?
To be honest, so I partner with Sean, and he manages my properties, my short-term rentals. We partner together. We create the systems of what we think works. I'll build it out, and then I'll hand it off and let him kind of manage it. And I'm really glad I do that because it just takes the headache off of it. Because I was reading every single message, every single email, and I'm like, this is absolutely insane. Let him do it.
What was insane about it?
It was just like we had one guest who wrote 75 messages about things that were wrong with the house. Where's the hairdryer? The hairdryer is not warm enough. The forks aren't long enough. Like things like it's crazy, but that's what it is. You're in the hotel business, so every little thing you get a message. The AC's not cold enough. The dog's barking. This doesn't work. And so you have to really automate your houses to get a lot less messages, because the less messages, the better for you. So what we do is we create QR codes for everything. Everything in the house. How to start the garbage disposal. How to take the trash out the right way. How to turn on the grill. How to work the ping pong table. So how to work the ping pong table. They take the scan of the QR code. You fold the ping pong table out. You do the 2 clips. The net's in the box over here. The extra paddles are over here. No more questions about ping pong.
How to work the ping pong table.
Yeah, things like that. I'm telling you. You have to do that or else you will get bombarded with complaining and just questions. And that takes away from you making more money other places.
So that does provide a better experience.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I know myself, I would never create all those things. Not only would I never create those things, I would never think to create those things, and I'd just be frustrated with the messages.
Yeah, we've learned our lesson because we have a 9,000 square foot house. Okay, there's a lot of things in this house. There's a lot of controls. When I bought the house, there was 200 keys to the house, like a bag like this. It was crazy. I'm like, we got to automate this a little better, and we just came up with a system of creating QR codes. So we have a big wall, 4 TVs. Scan the QR code. This is how you turn the TVs on if you want the 4 TVs to match, or if you want individual games on each. This is how you work it.
Wow. Gotcha. Okay.